Netflix has ruined Evangelion. The crowds are going wild. People are upset. This is all I've been hearing for the last couple of days. People complaining. People upset. People throwing fists. I don't know if that's an actual term, but I'm making it up as one. And personally, I feel offended. Netflix has ruined my childhood to the nth degree. What Netflix has done here today is more than just starting World War III. What Netflix has done is a crime. A crime against humanity, a crime against nature, a crime against this planet, really, when we're talking about it. Netflix broke into my house, came inside, got the carpet all dirty, just so they could kill my cat. This is what Netflix has done to us. Netflix, while on my way to work, driving, threw rocks on my windshield. Not enough to break it, just to crack it, so then I wouldn't be able to see the rest of my way on the freeway. This is what led to a huge crash. What Netflix has done is they have culturally appropriated a show. Instead of making it a masterpiece, they've made it less than a masterpiece. What does that even mean? Alright, to get serious, there are some crazy out there changes with Evangelion. Now, I didn't expect to make another Evangelion video, especially right after one that I just did, but I felt it was necessary because so many people were talking about this. This is all that's been discussed online about Neon Genesis Evangelion. Not to embrace the absolute magic of being able to watch the show on demand on a streaming service, which is something you weren't able to do before, and you don't have to go out and buy the, hundreds, $300 Blu-ray set. That's pretty crazy. But nonetheless, nobody's really talking about that. They're talking about the changes, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm going to talk about the crazy, horrible changes that we've had to endure. Number 1, Netflix had the gall to put a skip intro. Guys, I don't even know how to talk about this. I have never once in my life skipped the intro to Neon Genesis Evangelion, as sure most people have not. It is a crime to do so, after all. And Netflix usually does have these skip intros, but they actually had the gall to put it in front of Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's not right. That's just not right. Evangelion is one of the greatest shows of all time, clearly. It is without flaws, without any problems. There's nothing wrong with Neon Genesis Evangelion. So putting this there is a true crime. Number 2. Okay, getting into some serious stuff. The outro. Now, before they used to Fly Me to the Moon at the end. Infamous, well, not really infamous, the famous Frank Sinatra song, Fly Me to the Moon. Now, I guess Netflix, they just blew all their money on probably keeping on Friends for another year. Or maybe they blew out their entire budget to try to get Neon Genesis Evangelion. Whatever the case is, they did not put any of that budget towards getting back Fly Me to the Moon for the ending. I guess they just didn't care enough. So they replaced it with some generic score from the show. You all recognize that score, right? You know, that's that one score that's kind of creepy sounding. Every now and again will play when Shinji is with his father. You know, that score? Yeah, that's the new outro theme. It's just bizarre, to be honest. It's really bizarre. I'm very much used to hearing Fly Me to the Moon. But now it's just some generic score from the actual show. I mean, they couldn't have picked a more interesting one, or fuck it, maybe make up one. But no, they didn't do anything, which, again, is just very bizarre. But heck, I mean, why not? Why not? Why not? I'll never hear that again when I rewatch it. Number 3. A while back, I went to a friend's house, and she had something on the TV on Netflix, and I didn't really see too much of it, but what I did see was it was 2 guys like ramming each other, like butt naked, having sex or something, and it was so weird. I couldn't look at the TV. But this was a Netflix original series about, I don't know, gay people? I don't know what it's about. It's something about that. And I thought that was bizarre. And this is something that Netflix allows on their website for the most part. And so when it came to Neon Genesis Evangelion, I didn't expect too much change. Again, I really didn't expect any change, but I guess they did change some stuff. And they decided to censor what Karu says to Shinji in the series. I guess this is a little bit of a spoiler alert, but who cares? At one point, Karu kind of reveals his feelings and says some stuff, but then he kind of changes it. They change it completely in the subtitles version. In the original Japanese, you could definitely hear what he's saying, and you know his intentions are very clear. But I'm gonna assume most people watching this don't understand Japanese, and they're just probably watching either a dubbed or subtitled version of the show. So removing this aspect of Neon Genesis Evangelion is completely pointless and a little bit ridiculous. This plays a huge, significant role in the story and the character development, so to completely remove those lines or change them is bizarre. Again, it's bizarre. That's the word that you're going to hear the most. Bizarre. I just don't get it. Why change what Karu was saying? It's very clear what his intentions are, and it's very clear what the show was going for. I mean, the gay overtones shouldn't bother Netflix, but I guess the PR was like, oh, that's a little too much. I don't know. I don't really get it, to be honest, but they did it, and yep, that happened. Number 4. I'm going to say without a doubt right now, this is going to be the most biased thing I'm going to say, but I will recognize that bias, and I will try to be fair to everybody involved. So Netflix decided to redub the anime. This is not something I was aware of before. I really didn't do any research on the show coming out, but I guess they were redubbing it, which is why it took so long. The English voice acting, at least. I don't know about German, or I think they did do it. I don't care. But anyways, they redubbed it, and people were complaining. Now this is not something that really would affect me, because I wouldn't watch it in dub, but I did see a little bit of the comparison between Misato in one episode, comparing the two different voice actresses, the one from 1997 and then the new one from 2019. And there is a big difference. Mostly in the charm and the charisma of the characters are just completely absent nowadays. Now, I do believe that the Japanese voice cast does a much better job than the English cast ever did. The English cast did have charm and charisma, which I cannot say for the new version. From what I've seen of the new dub, which I haven't watched it in the new dub, to be fair, I've only seen snidbits. From what I've seen, the charm and charisma is completely not there. It is jaw-droppingly different. Now, that being said, it's not a horrible dub, it's effective in the same way as Kevin Costner in Waterworld was effective. Yes, he's effective in playing his role, getting the lines and saying them, but he has no charm or charisma to really back up his character. Opposed to, say, Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator, where he has tons of charisma, tons of charm. Even though he's a bad actor, he does a great job. Because of the lack of charm or charisma or excitement in anybody's voice, it just kind of comes out as people reading the lines. And it doesn't really seem like they care that much. I mean, they're doing their job, they're reading the lines just fine, but it just doesn't sound that good. Now again, like I said, this is not something that really applies to me because I don't care about the dub, but I know a lot of people who have watched Evangelion in the dub and like the dub, and you know, the dub wasn't bad. It was pretty damn good for the time, and I would say even to today's standards it's pretty good. But now that's kind of lost. You're probably not going to see that unless you get DVDs or Blu-rays, which are so expensive, it's probably not even worth it. That being said, I started out this video saying that Netflix has ruined our childhood. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. No, Netflix has done nothing. They've changed some aspects of the show, and while it does suck, it is dumb or pointless, and some things I might understand, like not getting the rights to Fly Me to the Moon. Alright, fine, you don't want to spend more money. Yeah, I can understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it to some extent. Other things, not so much, like redubbing it completely. Okay, why though? And then just kind of changing what the meaning of Karu's feelings towards Shinji. Why do that? And I'm sure there's more changes I'm just not aware of. I mean, I've only watched up to episode 18 so far, And the only changes that I've really experienced is the outro, which usually I just click away before the outro even comes on, so then I don't have to experience that horrible outro. But other than that, Netflix really hasn't done anything wrong, in my opinion. I still think Neon Genesis Evangelion is great, and this is the best way to view it. I mean, unless you want to go into illegal websites and see with really poor quality, which is how I originally watched it, unless you want to go buy the DVDs or Blu-rays, which are super damn expensive, and I know nobody's going to want to do that, just, this is the best way to watch it, is on Netflix. And the only thing I could say is that just ignore the changes and try to watch it for what it is. Click out of the outro. You could watch the original outro on YouTube. It's very relaxing. It's actually one of my favorite outros, mainly because it was so relaxing when I first watched it all those years ago. But yeah, these changes annoying. Yes. Did they ruin Evangelion? Nope. Did they ruin Neon Genesis? Nope. Did they destroy the legacy of Anno Hideki? Yes, maybe a little bit. They completely destroyed it. Is Evangelion worth salvaging out of this rubble? Yes, I would say so. I would say go watch Neon Genesis Evangelion by Hideki Anno. Go check it out, because it's pretty good. That's really all I have to say on this show. And considering this show is absolutely perfect, no flaws, I mean, critical and audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes should be at 100%. I know I wrote that down in my script, but is that actually true? Oh my god. 100%? Even the audience score? Oh my god, that's crazy. What? That makes no sense, but okay. So as I was saying, do I care about these changes? No. Am I going to let them bother me? No. You really shouldn't either. You should just watch the show. If you love it, hate it, I mean, it doesn't matter. Just watch it. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Go ahead. That's all I have to say for this video. I gotta be honest, I wasn't planning to make a video because I'm actually on vacation. But I guess I just felt the need to make this one. Thank you all for watching. Alex and I will be back doing something, I'm sure. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. As always, I'm Graham for One Fair Review, and I'll see you next time.